Hello, and welcome to another TechHub.training solution video. This video will cover the solution for the ChatGPT EcoInsights Analysis Challenge. In this challenge, we need to use ChatGPT to clean an Excel file and then generate a Word document and a PowerPoint that analyzes the results and summarizes the findings from the data. We're going to start by looking at the data that's provided in the Excel file. This is before any data cleaning has been completed. Here we can see in column C that our date information is not standardized, so we're going to want to standardize the date format. Here in column D we have energy savings, where sometimes kilowatts is included and sometimes it's not, so we're going to want to standardize that. We can also see that we have some rows where we have missing data, so we're going to want to get rid of those rows. Here in columns E and F we have some rows that have a percentage sign and some that don't, so we're going to want to standardize that. And then lastly, in our cost savings column, we have some rows where dollars is specified and others where it's not. So that's another area which we are going to want to focus on for our data cleaning. Now that we've taken a look at our data, we're going to open up ChatGPT to help us with our cleaning and analysis. Here we start by giving ChatGPT access to the Excel file, and we instruct Chat to perform the following data cleaning procedures. First, we're going to convert the implementation date column into year dash month dash date format. We're also going to remove any non-numeric characters like we saw kilowatts, percentage signs, or dollars. And we're going to remove any rows with missing or invalid numeric values. We're also going to make sure that our percentage columns are converted into just numbers, so we don't want the percentage sign included. After Chat has returned to us a clean data set, we're going to look it over just quickly, make sure that it's completed what we've asked it to. If there are columns that haven't been cleaned properly or rows that still need to be removed, then we will prompt Chat again to make sure that the data is properly cleaned. Once the data is cleaned, then there are a few more columns that we want to add to help us with our analysis. We're going to create a column called performance score that is the average of water reduction and waste reduction percentages, and also a savings efficiency column that is the ratio of energy savings to cost savings. Once this is done, we want Chat to provide the Excel data for us in a downloadable format so that we can look over the data and use the file for whatever else we need it to in our analysis. Let's download the file that Chat's given us, and we'll try again. And then we'll look over the data to make sure that it's properly cleaned. So we'll open up our cleaned data file. Looks like the file downloaded and is protected, so we're going to change those options really quick. And we'll try again. Okay, great. So now we can see our clean data. Our implementation date is all in the proper format. We don't have any more non-numeric values here in these columns. Our percentages are only the number and not the percentage sign. And then we have 2 additional columns that are performance score and savings efficiency. So this gives us a little bit of a better idea of some of the things we want to measure and maybe some key points for our analysis. Now that we've looked over our Excel file and we know that it's properly cleaned, we'll go back to ChatGPT and we're going to ask Chat to create a 1-page summary of the findings from the data as a Word document that we can download. We want to make sure that we highlight which initiatives were most effective and also offer recommendations for future projects. Feel free to include other specifications here. For example, I wanted to make sure that the document looked as though it was professional and finished so that I could turn it into my manager if this was a project I was working on for my job. Let's download and look at the Word document that Chat generated. So here we have a performance summary. It's formatted so we can clearly see our key findings and our recommendations. It created 3 bullet points for us about the performance score results and 3 bullet points about savings efficiency results. It looks like the green roofs initiative was really effective. And then here we specified 4 recommendations that we would give based off of these results. So I'm happy with this Word document that it generated, but if you look at yours and it's not quite what you want, then feel free to revise your prompt and have Chat regenerate a new document until it looks how you want it to look. That is part of the beauty of working with ChatGPT. After we have looked over our Word document, then we're going to create a 5-slide PowerPoint presentation that summarizes the findings. You also should specify a color theme, and I specified a font because I wanted to be specific with Chat. The more specific you can be, the closer it will be to what you want, so feel free to add any other specifications here as well. This was the first presentation that Chat generated for me, and we'll take a look at that. Here we can see that it did create 5 slides. We have an introduction, key findings. Now the key findings don't quite fit onto the slide, so that might be something I want to keep in mind if I decide to prompt again. We have recommendations and then a conclusion slide. So not too bad, but because I don't love the blue and green color scheme and also the words didn't quite fit onto the slides, I'm going to try to ask Chat to generate another PowerPoint presentation to see if I like the second option better. So let's see what Chat generated the second time. Okay. Here we can see this color scheme is a little bit easier on the eyes. Our key findings still don't quite fit onto the slide, so Chat didn't seem to understand that specification, but that's something that I could come back in and do myself, or I could ask Chat to split the key findings into 2 separate slides so that the words all fit onto the slides. Then we also have recommendations and conclusion slides. So that is the last part of this challenge. It should give you a better idea of some of the capabilities of ChatGPT and how it can help you create deliverables directly for the work and the projects that you may be assigned to work on. Thanks.